know. You got me. Welcome to the huddle. Each one reach one. Each one teach one. If you are that one, then you already know you are enough. Good God Almighty. Let's do it. If you're catching me right now in the moment or on the replay, and if you ain't heard it today, let me be the first one that you hear say, I love you. I believe in you. I need you. Your attention is the most powerful thing you can pay. And I give my all to be worthy. Give a shout out to my executive producer, who's my wardrobe coordinator. I say, baby, what I'm wearing today. She say, you got to wear that Coach shirt. That Coach. She said, tonight you got to coach tonight. So well, let's go, baby. You already know how I go. Give a shout out to the greatest co-host in the world, my home girl. Alexa, tell me something good.
We all we got. We all we need.
Tonight's word is guidance. Boy, this has been a deep week. A deep week. An emotional week. And to sum it up, I had one question. What is our guidance? Or if we have guidance, who's guiding us to where? These children, our peers. Do we have guidance? Alexa, what is the meaning of guidance?
Guidance refers to the act of guiding, which involves leading or directing someone or something. It can also be defined as advice or counsel, especially in a moral or spiritual sense. In short, it is the act of guiding someone or something towards a specific goal or direction.
If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there, but only a divine path will bring you here. The moment. The moment. The truth is in the moment. In this moment, if you feel peace, if you feel love, this is where it's at. What guided you here to the moment? The good, the bad, the ugly, the happy, the sad. It's in the moment. Guidance. Leadership. It's been a hard week this week. I got to talk about it. And I talk about this in honor of a baby girl. A baby girl, 15 years old. 15 years old. Died of fentanyl. And I tell this story not in shame, not in fault, but us to understand as parents, as adults, it's us that got to be the guidance to these children. The leaders, the examples, the ones that show them the way. Because if we don't understand how powerful guidance is, and there's another side of the coin that's using guidance and the power of guidance that's guiding our babies into destruction. So I tell this story in honor that you feel it and that it invokes guidance in each and every last one of us, because these children need it. She lost her life, 15 years old, fentanyl pills. Hurt my heart. Beautiful. Beautiful. Talking real life. I ain't talking make believe. Whose guidance was this baby under? Whose guidance? What guidance? More of a lack of. Do we understand the power of leadership? This shit real, man. I ain't talking about on Facebook. I ain't talking about on Instagram. I ain't talking about on TikTok. I'm talking about in my city, connected to family. A 15-year-old beautiful child OD'd. My son went to play West Charlotte this past Friday. Pandemonium broke out. Clips of videos of them stomping children. One child takes a gun, put it to another child's head, all at the same time while they're stomping him, while he's covered up in the cradle position on a high school campus on Bader's Ford. Who the fuck is guiding these children? Or who ain't? Same teams. Last year, JV game on a Thursday night. My aging mother-in-law, like many other grandparents that come to see their grandchildren play, had to hit the bleachers and run because fire rings broke out and we don't know if it's firecrackers or gunshot. I'm talking real life. I ain't talking make believe. Where is the guidance? Where is the guidance? See, one of the biggest problems in today's time is nobody feel like they're part of the problem. We all connected. Guidance ain't a personal thing. Guidance is a collective thing. Guidance means direction. When a child encounters one adult to another adult, this is constant reminders of guidance, of righteousness. Or maybe there is guidance. I say we come a long way, but we went the wrong way. And maybe we've been guided to where we at as a general census of morality. Maybe we're right where we're supposed to be. Under whose guidance, though? Under whose guidance? Saw a controversy on social media about Cardi B and Offset. They licking each other on social media. She say he cheated, but he got caught. I didn't caught. I didn't get caught. She say she fucked the dead amigo. They had an affair. Women say, yeah, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. We on social media not understanding real life from fucking entertainment and entertainers. These entertainers have cultivated our theory of reality, where we think this shit is real life. We let marriage represent it and be represented by any goddamn body. And our representation of what's real becomes our guidance. So if our daughters is being guided by glorified strippers and fucking whores, glorified strippers and fucking whores, you know the difference between that and a woman and a lady and someone who had the stature of our mothers and our grandmothers that we respected. You know the difference between that and a glorified stripper and a fucking whore. And if we act like we don't know the difference, then our daughters are being guided with guidance to be any goddamn thing. See how that work? You see how that work? So if we'll take a Cardi B and use our regular life ass reality to let that be the guidance of our morality and virtue. Had a conversation with a group of 12 and 13-year-old little girls the other day, talking about guidance. In lieu of the Puff Daddy rhetoric that's going on the TV and the social media, I want them to understand what's being said in the foundation and platforms that create this here conversation. I told them, I say, listen, your virtue, while you're pure as a child, a little girl, so your virtue is 100, just like a grade in school. I say now, as a father, as a man, as a protector, I'm going to protect that. I'm going to be guidance to that. I say, so my objective in protecting that and guiding that is to keep it pure at 100, to develop and manifest. I'm talking to a group of 12 and 13-year-old little girls. I told them, I said, your virtue is the closest thing on earth that a man can experience and call it God. I say, and as long as you keep that understanding and virtue, life will respect you as much as it's worth. I say, but when you start to gain your independence and you get to beginning to making choices, your choices will determine your grade. I say it's a lot of young girls that grew up to be women that made a lot of bad choices, and their virtue grade is now on an F. And in their mind and in most people's minds that interact with them, they respectfully only see them as someone they want to fuck. I say, y'all see how this works? They say, yes, sir. Talking to a group of 12 and 13-year-old little girls. So I say, all y'all ain't too long begin to go through puberty and get y'all cycles. They started to giggle. I say, but no, this is real. I say, it ain't far long ago. Do y'all remember before y'all went through puberty? They say, yeah, they was giggling. I said, wasn't being a little girl so much easier? They say, yeah. They said, cause these cramps and how my stomach be hurt. I said, it was easier, wasn't it? I said, well, let me tell y'all something right now. Y'all going through a stage of puberty where you're going boy crazy and you think you're liking somebody. I say, but don't rush, because when you walk through certain doorways and levels of life as a woman, you can look back now while you still got your purity and realize how much easier it was. So be careful. Be careful. So I'm going to give my all to protect you. But be careful and be mindful. So it's going to be a lot of little girls that you see that ain't got guidance. And ain't got a father or men around them. And that's fucked up too. That's really fucked up. That there's little girls out here that ain't got a father around them or a male figure around them to truly give them guidance. Oh, that is fucked up. And if there's somebody divine to you and you ain't giving them guidance, oh, you fucked up. Get that off the rip. Stand in there. If you're fucked up now, don't mean you got to stay fucked up. But you fucked up. And that little girl fucked up. Every little girl in this here world. But I'm telling them and I'm giving them guidance. And I told them, I say, it's young ladies that lack guidance. And when you lack guidance, or more of or less of, maybe they do got guidance. There's another side. I told you, if someone isn't protecting these young girls and their virtue get destroyed at an early age, to know that their virtue has no value, it's only worthy of a fuck. Strip club got a freshman class every year, just like college. Baby girl so pretty and looks so pure. Now she on stage, popping that pussy and shaking them titties. And the old pervert ass motherfucker say, hey, come here. She fucked up. And if you can't see that from a man perspective, who gives his daughter or any child guidance, to know that only the lack of real guidance would steal any precious young girl in this world to only see her value as a motherfucking stripper. If you can't see that, then God damn it, you ain't been guided and you ain't got no guidance to give. Or maybe you the motherfucker that's guiding them there. Fuck you talking about. You got me fucked up. You got it fucked up. And it's a whole lot of young girls got it fucked up because they didn't have guidance. They didn't have protection. They didn't have leadership. We all are children that has gotten old. We all are children that has gotten old. Through proper guidance, there is a cycle of leadership. So going back to the little girls, man, I'm telling them about the strip club and how it's a certain particular way that guides you their life situations. I want them to see. I want them to understand. The conversation went deep. One of them say, I had an intriguing conversation today with my friend who said she was gay. So me, as an adult, and we all got this group conversation where I'm honored to be in it with a group of 12 and 13-year-old little girls. To one, I'm honored that they're open enough to talk. And they trust me enough to know that it's a safe place. So I say, how you know? And she told me. I say, well, what did she say when you asked her? She say, well, she got two older sisters that's gay, and she always hang with them, and they always be around gay people, and she just decided to be gay because everybody she was around was gay. So me talking to children, I say, well, what is gay? They say, well, it's when a girl like a girl and a boy like a boy. I say, well, hold on now. I say, well, now, I say, y'all children, and a lot of times with children act that way. And I be real with them. I say, children act certain ways, but you ain't a thing until you do a thing. I say, well, Dad, she gay. I said, why you say that? She gave me the rundown. I wanted to jump out the conversation. One of the other little girls kind of TMI. I say, no, let's talk about it. And going back to the previous conversation, I said, this is why you got to know who you is. I said, this is why y'all got to know who you is. This is why guidance is important. Because guidance ain't always there in the present. Guidance can be in the mind. Guidance can be your voice. Guidance is me dealing with temptation and honest enough to talk to one of my brothers who's open enough to understand that ain't nobody above the bullshit. And one brother tell another brother, man, you know what time it is. Boy, ain't nothing worth goddamn this bullshit. So you got to rise above it, my brother. And they help you see it for what it is and what it ain't. And when you're in your most precious moments of wanting to goddamn bust somebody across the head and risk it all, you hear your brother, you hear your sister, you hear your mama, you hear your daddy, you hear your husband, you hear your wife, you hear their voice in your head, and that becomes the guidance that guides you to being a better you. So I'm talking real life. I ain't talking make believe. Our children, not only our children, but ourselves. I use an example of Offset and Cardi B. This the children's mama and goddamn daddies out here that's intertwined with this bullshit. And if they mamas and daddies is intertwined with this bullshit, then can you imagine what kind of guidance the children are getting? You ain't got to goddamn imagine. Go to a football Friday night game and watch these wild, unguided motherfuckers. That's what they are. If they have no regards So understand the power and the collectiveness of what guidance really is, man. It's each one reach one, each one teach one. I ain't saying that for that to be cliche. That ain't no cliche ass saying. That's how it works. That's really how it works. We all we got, we all we need. That's really how it works. But if you're one of these crazy ass people that's in your mind that truly think you don't need nobody, then on the flip side of that, don't nobody need you. And if you don't need nobody and don't nobody need you, then you are a lonely person with no guidance. And most of these people will say, well, God guided me. Well, who guiding the people to hell? Who guiding the people to pain? God is love. Love is for the giving. Love is the living. If you ain't intertwining with the living, then you ain't got no means of giving. Who you giving it to? The only way we keep giving is we call it breathing. You got to take it in and you got to give it back. If you think you can take it in and hold it, tell me how it works. God almighty. How you don't feel like somebody need what you got to give back? That's guidance. Sometimes, man, I come up with concepts I be in here chewing. I was talking about this Puff Daddy thing and just chewing on it. And I look at rhetoric. See, one thing I love to do, I love to look at rhetoric. Just how people saying shit. Love to hear some people justify it. Some people see it. One of the things that just burns my goddamn biscuits is when somebody, a black person, say shit like, Hugh Hefner can fuck 15-year-olds and have a house full of this and a full of that, but every time R. Kelly and Puff Daddy do it, now it's a problem. And that shit burned my goddamn biscuits because we want to be so goddamn equal to the white man so goddamn bad that we'll take his worst sick motherfuckers and realize that it's easier to be them motherfuckers and want to justify being a sick, perverted motherfucker just because a white man can. It's the most craziest shit I ever heard. Fuck Puff Daddy for the record. Give a fuck what you did. Give a fuck that. I speak from the position of a man, a father, a husband. And we all children that has gotten old. I'll say it over and over. Fuck how many times you heard me say it. Do you understand what I'm saying? We all children that has gotten old. That hoe, that stripper, that trick, that bitch was somebody's precious daughter, baby daughter. Even if they didn't understand, she was a precious baby daughter. That's what she was. That's what she is. And if I'm ignorant then I'll be ignorant. If that's how I want to see every woman and the potential of her was, yeah, she might be not that no more. She been destroyed. But I know that we all are children that has gotten old. And somebody didn't protect her, or somebody didn't cherish. But I wake up every day with all of my soul. Ever since November 10th, 2010, to guide my baby to a particular destination of high virtue and honor. To know that she'll be the closest thing that a man can experience to God on planet Earth, just as her mama is to her daddy, and which is in the way that she was made. That's guidance. And I'm scared to motherfucking death for my baby in this here world where there's no guidance. And a motherfucker will tell her daddy that he crazy. And he talking crazy. For seeing her and every baby like her that grow up to be a beautiful woman, a black woman at that. Make it to glory. And fuck every man that don't understand or help guide her any place other than. Fuck that man. And if I sound offensive or abrasive, it can't be worse than seeing a baby fucked up on that pole, knowing that was somebody's baby too. And that got to hurt. Every perspective is real in this world. But boy, one of the most goddamn don't nobody give a fuck about perspective is that man. We in a time frame where anything and everything can be. When there's no guidance, they say if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. And people just going any goddamn well. And when they get any goddamn well, they say, I'm here. And they say, well, there must be a nice place. I know some men who fight the fight. Casualties. Got to deal with certain destination they sons landed in. And this ain't about right or wrong. This ain't about unjustified or justified. I have conversations in the most sincerest moments with some brothers who are experiencing this. And I say, well, one man, you just got to take accountability. Something got to your boy. Deal with it. Say, first, we got to let that shame go. Because we ain't the first and we ain't the last dealing with what we dealing with. All know. See, ain't nobody above the bullshit, but the bullshit will make you better if you real enough to deal with it. See, some people can deal with shit and some people can't. Some real powerful men who boys got bit by vampires and it's real hard to goddamn deal with. That's a hurting motherfucking thing. Expectations is the seed of disappointment. You can't tell a man he wrong for expecting his son to be raised up and to become a man. And then you can't tell him that he can't be disappointed. God damn, this is a hardcore world we live in when it comes to a man. But that was lack of guidance. Protection. I stand on that. This ain't about good or bad. This ain't about right or wrong. But our children under attack. Our children in warfare. Our sons and our daughters. We are too. When your wife leave and go to work, she at warfare. When you leave to go to work, you at warfare. The whole objective is to make it back intact. You make it back intact every day and your children in there and you ain't had a conversation or try to understand what that day was like in terms of what they encountered, what they endured, what they faced, that's guidance, that's leadership, that's parenting. We all children that had gotten old. You remember when you was a teenager? Can you imagine dealing with the pressures of peers and every goddamn thing else in this world, and all you could do was come home and go in your room and shut the door and not have nobody to talk to and explain to you how real this shit is in life that's breaking motherfuckers every day? Can you imagine that? If you can imagine that. And that's what you're seeing in these children. This shit ain't deep. This real fucking life. This real fucking life. Story of an 8th grader. Got an old bullshit mama. Getting them hotel rooms. Under the premise of having sleepovers. That's being goddamn chaperoned. Creating platforms for a baby to break virginities. Oh, bullshit motherfucker. I'm talking about under the guidance. And if you ain't a stumped down parent in this here day and time, and you let these teenagers run a whole play on your mind, then you're a bullshit parent. They'll tell you any goddamn thing. I saw motherfuckers lose their family under the wrong guidance. Motherfucker don't know who they is, wanting to be like somebody under the wrong guidance. Two people truly rooted in dysfunction. Two truly rooted in hate and hurt. So they make it work because they ain't got no expectations of each other. See, I told you expectations is the seed of disappointment. If I don't expect you to be exclusive to me, if I don't expect you to respect for me, if I don't expect you to honor me, if I don't expect you to do all the things that shows goddamn dignity to me, then we can do any goddamn thing for each other and to each other, and we can normalize it because, hell, we just ain't got no expectations when it comes to morale to each other. We open. And that looked like harmony. That looks like harmony. And this a motherfucker will want that type of harmony. And they shit rooted in goddamn some real shit. And he don't want to be like. Not knowing who he is and what he made of. Fuck his whole family up. Trying to be like. That's real life shit. I ain't talking make believe. Happens every day under the wrong guidance. Somebody introducing 13-year-old babies to everything from weed, pills, powder. Right now, on your street, at your child's school, on your child bus. That's how close you connected to it, thinking you above the bullshit. You better put some guidance in your baby. So when they get faced with things in life, they got a guide and a guidance to be. And everybody that your child see, an adult, they become some type of guidance. Guide them this way, guide them that way. So be careful who you let come around your children. Be careful who you let come around your children. They see the internet, they see the phone, they see the TV. But goddamn it, we got to show them that ain't real life. You real life. And if you trying to look like them motherfuckers on TV, you got real life fucked up. If you're trying to live like them on TV, you got real life fucked up. Look, I don't even got to know you personally, but if you listening to me and you think that you trying to live life according to what you see on motherfucking TV, you got life fucked up. And you fucked up. And in here, this here real world and this real life, somebody needs some guidance that's connected to you. And I ain't saying this to shame nobody, because if you can stand in that mirror and know that's you, change happens when change is necessary. We all got to go through some shit to get to some shit. I have grown into a better me. I'm better than who I used to be. You feel me? Gonna get out of here, man. I have grown into a better me. I'm growing, baby. I'm better than who I used to be. I have grown into a better me. I'm growing, baby. I'm better than who I used to be. Chad, what's going on, brother? Trey Prue, you already know what it is, Trey Prue. Good to see you. Good to see you in the comments. Been a long time. You add value, sister, every time you peek in. Boom. Want to give a shout out to my brother Bam. Want to give a shout out to my brother Crump. The other day, me and Crump had a conversation that's real. This brother have exposed me to so many opportunities and platforms and situations where I be what I say. I practice what I teach, and I be what I preach. I honor that brother for that. We had a conversation the other day where, you know, there's certain things we say where they say, well, Trav, the people closest to you gonna be the last one to really see what you're saying. They ain't gonna believe in you. And everybody will always say this to each other. And everybody will always have a sense that, yeah, this is true. But it's crazy how I think that everybody can agree to the statement that those that's closest to you will be the last one to support you or see the greatness in you. Everybody will say that is true, and everybody will turn around and do. Because that's what really make it true. See, our biggest problem is thinking we ain't a part of the problem. But I talked to this brother the other day and I realized something, man. See, everybody can't go. And everybody ain't going to be there. And just to have a conversation, man, with somebody who has been there. Or say, can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? To truly talk to your witness and be a witness to who you talk to. Man, that's a powerful thing, man. That's a powerful thing. So I honor my big brother Crump for creating and giving me the opportunity, man, and giving me the guidance. Giving me the guidance to stand up, man, in a room with some powerful people and be me. And when every time we leave, he tell me one thing, boy, don't you ever lose your identity. That's guidance. So I honor your big brother Crump, man. You mean a lot to me. I want to give a shout out to my big brother Wood, man. Guidance, man. I say, big brother, man. Big brother say, listen, Trav, I ain't going to tell you no more. Man, you're going to have to, hey, look, man, I know you got a good heart, but you're going to, hey, look, man, you're going to have to toughen up, Trav. He said, ain't fair to your wife and your children. We was on the phone, but his spirit was hitting me like a big brother in the chest. This guidance. Give a shout out to my brother Kamara, my big brother. I say, man, I got something I want to talk about, but I know it's going to trigger you. He said, well, let's go with it. And we got the goddamn kicking judo and sparring. He got triggered and I got triggered. And he trained me and give me guidance. He trained me and give me guidance. Your big brother. And at the end of it, he say, man, I'm telling you, man, I believe in you, man. I said, if I ain't believe that, ain't no way I call you for you to fuck with me. That's guidance. I need it. And I'm real enough to call for it. Give a shout out to my wife. A man is as real as his reason. Nothing gives a man more of a reason than a woman. And that's my woman. That's mine. She'll define that if she got to. But she gave me the reason. She gave me two, plus herself, to fight. Stand strong. And the will and commitment to protect. That's my guidance. I love y'all, man. Be the guidance, man. We all we got, we all we need, man. Hold me down.